Welcome to Grammar Lesson 3.3c on various forms of possessives. So the first type of possessive you ever learn in Spanish is a possessive adjective. And a possessive adjective indicates who owns an object. The possessive adjective itself must agree with the noun that it's modifying in both number and gender. And the reason why I say number first is because the majority of possessive adjectives only have a singular and plural form. Me, mis, tu, tus, su, sus, and su, sus. There are only two forms when the owner is we or the owner is y'all that you have multiple forms with gender involved. And those would be the nuestro, nuestra, nuestros, nuestras case, or the vuestro, vuestra, vuestros, vuestra case. Now, possessive adjectives, in addition to agreeing with the noun in number and gender, they come in front of the noun that they're modifying. So here's an important thing, though, to keep in mind. Whoever owns the object directs us to the actual box that we're going to. The person who owns it does not dictate which one we're going to use. That is left up to the actual object. The object being owned decides which of the narrowed down possibilities are needed. So if I own something, my possibilities are me or mis. The object that I own determines whether I pick the singular or plural form. If we own something, it narrows us down to nuestro, nuestra, nuestros, nuestras. But the object being owned determines whether I need masculine or feminine or singular or plural. So the object directs us, the object decides. Okay, so this is how possessive adjectives look. Yo tengo unos bolígrafos. Mis bolígrafos son azules. Yo told me I had two options, me or mis. Bolígrafos was plural, so I had to choose mis. Nosotros tenemos un carro. Nosotros told me nuestro, nuestra, nuestros, nuestras. But carro is what the object is, and that's masculine singular, so I picked nuestro. Tú tienes un hermano. Tu hermano es menor. Tu told me I had a couple options, tu and tus. But hermano was singular, so I had to stick with the singular form. Ellos tienen una casa. Su casa está en la ciudad. Ellos tells me I have two options, su or sus. But because casa is singular, I have to pick su. Nicolás tiene dos perros. Sus perros son cariñosos. Nicolás tells me I have two options, su or sus. But because perros is plural, I have to pick the plural option, sus. Now, number 4 and 5 are where the problems generally occur. People don't like that the he, she, and they have identical possessive adjectives. They're both su and sus. And because of this, when we look at number 4, we see ellos, and we want to make our possessive adjective plural. But remember, the owner directs. It directs us into the box to look in, and then the object decides. So ellos directed us to su, sus, but casa decided. The similar thing happens in 5. People see Nicolás, they see it as one person, so they want to use the singular. But Nicolás is the owner, and the owner only directs us to a couple of options. Nicolás directs us to su and sus. But the actual thing being modified, perros, it determines which form we pick, sus. So be careful, especially with the su and the sus. Most people do not have a problem differentiating between me and mis, and tu and tus, and nuestro and vuestro, but su and sus cause problems. The owner directs, the object decides. Okay, switching gears, but not too far off base, we're going to talk about possessive pronouns. Now, these are really no different than a possessive adjective, but the only thing here is instead of having the noun included in the sentence, my pencils, my pens, our house, his car, we're going to take the noun out of the equation. We want to make this response, generally to a question, or this statement, as short as possible. So a possessive pronoun still indicates ownership, but it now replaces the noun it's modifying. And in order to do that, the possessive has to have a definite article in front of it. This definite article is based and corresponds to the original gender and number of the noun that it's replacing. So if I'm saying, do you have pens? Yes, mine are blue. Mine stands for my pens, but I didn't want to say my pens, I just said mine. Well, because pens is masculine plural in Spanish, los bolígrafos, I would have to choose the corresponding definite article, los. Then I go into the possessive component, and the possessive refers to the owner, but remember, the owner directs and the object decides. So if I own the pens, I know it's going to be mío, mía, míos, mías. Well, what definite article did I just choose? Los. So now that I've narrowed it down to 4 options, mío, mía, míos, mías, I pick the one that matches los. Míos. Los míos. So possessive pronouns need the definite article. Then the owner tells us where to look for the possessive, but the definite article and your selection of possessive have to match. Let's look at some examples. ¿Tienes tú bolígrafos? Sí, los míos son azules. That was the example I just gave. Do you have pens? Yes, mine are blue. Well, instead of saying my pens, I shortened it. Bolígrafos was masculine, plural, so I picked los. I own them, so I was in the mío category. And I had to find the form of mío that matched with los. Los míos. ¿Tienen ustedes gafas del sol? Sí, las nuestras son de Ray-Ban. So, do you all have sunglasses? Yes, ours are Ray-Bans. Because gafas de sol is being replaced, I had to choose the definite article las that matched up. Because we own them, I was directed to the box that said nuestro, nuestra, nuestros, nuestras, and I had to pick the form that matched las nuestras. ¿Tiene ella unos perros? Sí, los suyos son muy adorables y cariñosos. Does she have some dogs? Yes, hers are adorable and very affectionate. So here, I had to replace perros. I didn't say perros again. Perros was masculine and plural, so I replaced it with los. Because she owned them, she directed me to the options of suyo, suya, suyo, suyas, and I had to find the one that matched los suyos. ¿Tiene la familia una casa? Sí, la suya está en la ciudad. Does the family have a house? Yes, theirs is in the city. Casa is being replaced here, and casa is feminine and singular, so I have to use the definite article la. Because the house belongs to the family directs me to my options, and my 4 options are suyo, suya, suyos, suyas, but I have to find the one that matches house, or la suya. ¿Tienes tú una hermana? Sí, la mía tiene 16 años. Do you have a sister? Yes, mine's 16. Okay, well, we're replacing the word sister, hermana. That's feminine and singular, so my definite article choice is la. Because I have the sister, I've narrowed down my choices to mío, mía, míos, mías. But I have to find the one that matches sister, or la, so I chose la mía. Okay, now it's your turn. Let's see what you've learned and see you in class.